Okay, so after like 100 years over here, Simo's tired as fuck, and we're gonna do something that we normally haven't done before. We're gonna give our initial thoughts on our first few rounds of playtesting. Are you?
It's gonna make for some entertaining video since I'm like completely out of it.
So Simo just got back from locals over here, playtesting Zoo. Well, first off, I apologize to any of you guys that are hoping that this is going to be anything other than a Zoo discussion. Bear with us, because this is some of the in-depth stuff that you guys really don't get to see from people that are in their element at the moment.
Yeah, so like even if you hate Zoo, you can take this as a lesson for like how to like combat Zoo with how the Zoo players are like starting to, transverse the mind, if you want to put it that way.
You also have to remember there's no major events before the North American WCQ.
Yep.
This man's eyes, you can see it.
That's it.
Yeah.
3 weeks of practice, one event, 17 rounds. Let's go.
First off, Simo before this video made a point. A certain card that a lot of people think is good is this thing, this card. Give your reasoning, Simo. Why does it suck ass?
Okay, so when I was playing against a Zoo player, obviously, he was going through the whole combo, and I'm just sitting there with this Ash Blossom in my hand, and I'm like, there's no good point to use this card anymore. Like, so what I ended up doing was I held it, and funny enough, when it was my turn and my opponent maxed me, that was the best time to use it. But like when they go through the standard Zoo combo, it's like you're losing this one card, but you're not stopping them from essentially doing anything. Like even I guess you could probably hitting the Emerald might be the best thing to do, because then if you can capitalize and kill it, then that's like, you got both the Rats in the Grave, Emeralds off the field. But other than that, like, I was just sitting there thinking, this card is so lackluster.
The thing is, like, it doesn't destroy Barrage.
Yep.
I mean, you stop a Broad Bull search. Like, in the mirror, like,
it doesn't even matter, though, because even if you
Yeah.
stop Broad Bull search, they're going to chalk a 9 back Ram, so, like, they get another plus anyway. Like, you're stopping 1 plus when they're going to get, like, 3 to 5. Depending on what they're playing.
Choo-choo.
So,
well, I mean, there are the odd scenarios where, they don't always have the best combo turn one,
Oh, sure.
Let's be real, like, we both played plenty of games where we don't open up the Rat Pier,
Mm-hmm.
The thing I like about this, though, is in that one scenario in which that doesn't happen, if they only opened up the one Zoo monster, at least this will stop the additional flow for the next turn. You just got to fight through 3 or 4 back row.
If they open not Rat and you Ash the Broad Bull, that's like the best thing you can do, because then they're going to have another turn where they don't have a resource that they need to basically get them into the next turn. But it's like, in the standard best case scenario, Ash is extremely lackluster, I think.
Yeah.
But in the simplified game state, that's where Ash really shines. I think that's what's happening.
We're at this point. Can I just say this card kind of sucks now, too? Like,
Max C? I know, because everyone's transitioning to True Draco Zoo. It's
at most you're gonna 1-for-1 the trap card and draw a card. I mean, this card gets fucking sided out every game 2 and 3 against Draco. It's the worst
against
card
Draco. I mean, it's against Pure. It's really good though.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, okay, so you're going into the event. I mean, your plans are to either play Pure or you're going to be playing against True Draco or the quote unquote hybrid. But I mean, it's good against Dinos, I guess,
and against Pendulum.
Yeah, I don't know how much I want to, like...
The thing is, even against Draco, unless you're playing, like, Masterpiece Turbo, if you're playing True Draco Zoo, there's a chance they're still going to Zoo combo you, so you can still potentially, get some use out of it.
The thing is, the Zoo combo's not even that devastating anymore. It's like, oh boy, Emerald, like, Kaiju... like, okay, so, bear with me here. So, the whole... Well, first off, you're not playing Slumber, which, shame on you.
No. Shame on you. I don't want to get ashed.
I mean, if it's okay.
I'm giving Ash as little utility as possible.
Okay, calm down there, all right? You forget, like, I had a discussion with multiple people on this. Okay, so we hold this for the end, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if people are making the argument, oh, well, your Desires is going to get ashed, I mean, okay, the versus Slumber that you fire first... let's be real, like, I would rather have this get fucked than this, in terms of my combo extender.
That's fair.
And plus, once this is in the graveyard, this is a free Kaiju for the next turn. Like that's why I see it. It's a deck thinning for +1. That's kind of why I like Desires at the moment because I banished 10 cards off my deck. Okay, sure they're gone, but I'm 2 cards in, and that gets me further into my resource pile.
I think the thing with me is with Slumber is that when I have a board wipe, I want that board wipe to connect. And
I guess
Slumber, unless they have My Body, which, although it's a popular choice, Ash is more popular than My Body at the moment. So the chance that your Dark Hole or Regeki is going to get punished by My Body is much less than your Slumber getting ashed. And Slumber's also susceptible to My Body as well. So it's way more likely to get negated than a Dark Hole or Regeki.
The thing I think you're messing with Slumber is the fact that it recurs for the Kaiju, which in some matchups is more valuable than others.
It can be, yeah, especially in Draco if you're generating another resource to out the Masterpiece, which is fine, but at the same time, like,
yeah,
you could just just destroy them with the board wipe anyway, and then you're fine. So I guess I look at it. If the board wipe connects, you don't need the Kaiju next turn unless something goes horribly wrong.
Oh, trouble!
Because you're gonna have control of the board. It can happen.
Customize into Desires isn't things going wrong or anything.
Well, that's what you have your Ash for.
Okay, well we're never lucky, all right. It never happens that way. Also, this card can just die already.
What, Barrier? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm meaning it still, and I feel so bad every time. Like, you go against the one true Draco guy in the room, you're like, oh boy, you open it in Max C every game. You're like, fucking, it's the Takumtumborg effect. Every Draco player you play, you'll open D-Barrier Max C.
You'll open D-Barrier, yeah. I mean, Barrier's so, like, for as long as Pure exists, Barrier is so strong. It's insane. And especially now with the I guess I shouldn't say resurgence because Pendulum Zoo was never really a thing, but I guess the advent of Pendulum Zoo, that in that matchup, that card can be so devastating because you can really just like shut them down completely.
Well, I mean, one card outs do that, but I mean,
yeah.
The problem is though, like main decking bad cards in a matchup that can normally tear you apart. Like, I don't know, like I like Zoo, but every time I sit across from a true Draco player, I'm just like. No, like, I see you. You probably got a better True Draco match than I do.
I mean, I feel like, okay, with True Draco Zoo, yeah, okay, sure, you can summon Masterpiece. That's cute.
Well, I'm talking about pure. I mean, pure True Draco. I don't care about the hybrid. The hybrid is easy to handle. But
pure is like
Pure is a nightmare because as soon as that Dynamite gets that first trap card, you're just like. And are you playing combo at the moment?
Yeah.
I'm not playing combo.
Combo is so good. I was actually sad because I banished combo off Desires and I actually needed it to win.
Okay, well, back to the Kaiju discussion.
Before everyone in the comments is like, "Oh, that's why you don't play Desires."
You don't want to banish good. Yeah, you Desires for 2 good cards to stay in the game. That's why you play it.
Like I was losing that game anyway, so like if Desires got me there, like that's fine, but I wasn't gonna win that. That's such a like just marginal situation.
I mean, I had a game where I banished double Throwblade 3 Whiptail. I mean, we still won.
I feel like combo's so important, especially with Barrage now, because Barrage is so cool because now you can end with Ram and combo in the grave turn 1, and that's really important. And you do your standard board, so it's really.
Okay, so I agree with the logic behind Barrage, but I think that this is something that we need to discuss.
Tenki?
I'm playing 2 at the moment. I don't think 3 is good. I sound like a bad player for saying that, but okay, so Barrage does the same thing that Tenki does.
I think you're bad for saying that, but...
Wait, what?
I think you're bad for saying that. That's just me.
Okay, but here's my logic behind it, though. So
what's your logic?
Our Zoo lineups are a little bit smaller. Our resource pool isn't as great. So if we have Barrage and it does the same thing, then why can't we cut back on Tenki to 2?
I feel like you still want, if you have the ability to get to Rat as fast as possible turn 1, you want to have as many ways to do it. And it's like, especially, okay, because I'm playing combo, I feel like Tenki has a little bit more use than, like, your build.
Yeah.
Because, like, I can recycle Thoroughblade and Whiptail and then Tenki it back out, whereas you have to rely on your Emeralds, so...
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, I feel like I feel like I just want to just get to it as quickly as possible. I mean, I've never really ran into the situation where like Tenki was like a super just flat out dead
It's
card.
just one of those things. It's like, oh, cool, you know, you open up Tenki, you open up Barrage, and you open up another normal summon, and you're just kind of like, well, you know, that could have been something else.
The argument I would make too, though, with Tenki is that especially if you're playing a mirror match, the 100-point boost actually can matter.
It's usually just fodder to shoot off of Barrage.
It is, but like it can really come down to like you could take your 100 attack like whatever and attack over their 0 defense Drident, you know?
I mean,
or like there's those little, or like if you're playing in the mirror and you have your 1700 attack Thoroughblade to their 1600 attack Thoroughblade, then it gives you an advantage in battle that, you know, that can actually matter in terms of just like retaining board presence.
And at least your monster will have 100 attack points when skill drains on the board.
Or if you get like, you know, chaliced or debarriered.
Yeah. Earlier we were talking about we're each playing 3 kaijus, but I'm playing double Slumber at the moment. Have you considered going to 4 kaijus yet?
I mean, it's something that's still like debatable because I feel like I could go more, but I'm kind of just happy with the 3. I mean, that means I have a 34% chance to get to 1 just by hard drawing it. Probably a little bit higher with Desires if I actually can hit it. But
hand
I don't know. I mean, you're playing Jizukiru though, aren't you?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, yeah, because I'm playing Godarla.
I mean, 3,300 at least gets over a masterpiece for what it's worth.
I guess the way I'm looking at it with my lineup is since Godarla is the strongest one on 27. With Zodiac, it's really easy to make a 2800 Xyz, and that means you can easily run over whatever kaiju you make.
Exactly.
So if I was playing Slumber, I'd play Jizukiru, because obviously, I mean, it's better. But I think if you're not playing Slumber, like I am, going with the 3 weakest is probably the best way to go.
I still consider without Slumber so weird, but what's your hand trap lineup? 1 Max, 2 Ash, 3 Ogre?
3, 2, 1. 3 Ogre, 2 Ash, 1 Max.
Don't even. I hate Ghost Ogre about as much as I hate Ash Blossom, but Ogre's just better.
Ogre's just like Ogre was so nasty today. It was just doing so many things. I loved it.
I mean, as long as if they're not on their rat peer play and they just start doing their Zoob thing, what do they do? Like,
yep. And then that's actually a reason I was possibly considering going to 3 My Body, because everyone's playing 3 Ogre now. So if you play 3 My Body, you have an equal chance to have a My Body for their Ogre.
Okay, so we're both on double My Body at the moment.
Yeah, I'm on 2 My Body right now, just because I feel like I like that number. I don't want to see it like too much, but I'm honestly thinking 3, because it's still a Dryden out if anything. It stops board wipes. And if you happen to have it to stop Ghost Ogre at the same time, which I did 3 times today, that's pretty good.
You also forget the other application. If Masterpiece is on Trap Monster, it's an out to Masterpiece.
That's true, exactly. So that can be relevant too.
And well, the other thing is what's your board wipes in the main? Are you doing Raigeki?
Just 2 Dark Hole Raigeki.
Okay, so I'm double Slumber Raigeki, so it's
right. So I have Dark Holes instead of Slumbers.
Yeah, that's fine.
The board wipes, I think this format are going to be huge. Because they're just such a tempo swing.
Trap lineup. 3 Solemn Strike, 1 Warning? Or are you doing 2 Strike, 1 Warning?
2 Strike, 1 Warning, 2 Barrier, and combo.
Okay, you're double barrier. I'm 3 barriers.
I was 3 Barrier initially. I was actually 3 Barrier, no Solemns, and combo. But then I'm like, I would draw 2 of them, and especially because Barrier's so lackluster, unless you're playing like pure Zoo, I'm like, I need a more diversified trap lineup, and so I managed to get 2 strikes and a warning in, and I just side into the 3rd strike if I'm and the 3rd D barrier if I'm going first. So it's like, I mean, I was pretty happy with that. I saw them as much as I would want to. But aren't you playing Torrential though too?
I am. That was the next thing I was going to make. So Torrential's good in the mirror. Against True Draco, you just want to kill yourself every time.
So, I mean, my logic with... I used to... go ahead.
This could be combo, just for all intents and purposes.
Yeah, you could. So, I used to be very much an advocate for Torrential. But what I realized is if I go first, and you have Torrential as one of your traps, literally that card is worthless unless they board wipe you and try to take the board over. So I thought to myself, why isn't this just another defensive card that actually I can stop something with? Like, it could be a 3rd My Body, you know? It could be the 3rd Strike. It could be, you know, whatever I didn't have. Well, I figured that's better because then if you don't lose the board and you're hoping that they run into Torrential, Like, it's good when you resolve Torrential, like, 99% of the time, because no one expects it.
Well, it's going to get my bodied every time. Like, that's
yeah.
But for all intents and purposes, it was either that or combo, and I went with Torrential just because.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's one of those things that I'd rather have another defensive card that I can use while I still have a board, because, I don't know. I remember so many games, I had my Torrential set, and I'm like, I don't want to spring this because I still have my Emerald, or I still have my Trident, or I still have Tornado Dragon. And then when they kill it, then I'll just nuke their whole board with it. But I feel like you could have probably won the game a turn sooner if you actually had another defensive card that did something while you still had those other resources on the board. But, I mean, who knows? I might go back to it. I don't know.
The ride never ends, guys. Make sure you enable those notifications to get the latest videos that are being posted on this channel. Make sure you guys check out VanCole40 for my Cardfight Vanguard channel. And join me and House of Champions on the Zodiac Duelist TV Twitch stream. We'll be interacting with our audiences. And please check out No Limit Gaming and LGTCG.com for the cheapest trading cards on the market. Thanks for watching, guys, and please have a good day.